Hi guys, it's Emily from Novelle Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my Victober TBR and yes, it is one of my absolute favourite videos of the year to film. It's one I get so excited about and I can't wait to tell you what I'm doing. So this year I'm trying to read a little bit less of the books. So I've got one of my read along, I've got a couple of buddy reads planned. And I've only got, I think, like 2 extra books on top of the prompts because I'm trying to be gentle. Last year, I overloaded with Victorian books and I ended up having a big, I've read too many. So, this year I'm being a bit more gentle. So, obviously, I'll show you the extra books at the end. But everything is provisional. So, although this year I've got my TBR and I'll show you everything with the prompts, what I am going to do is, if there are some books that match for multiple prompts. So if I don't get a time to get around to all of them, I won't. I will prioritise the ones that I'm really excited about and prioritise my buddy reads. Because that way I am being gentle on myself and I'm not going to put myself under pressure. But again, I want to join in. Now, just to remind you, the people that are hosting this are Kate Howe, Katie from Books and Things, and Lucy from I will link her channel below. Lucy there, she's doing it, and I will link her channel down below. My brain's just died. I should have written down the host beforehand, but hey, you know me. But each of the hosts have chosen a prompt, and then there is an additional group challenge. There is a group book which I'll tell you about at the end, but I'm not doing that because I can't get it from my library, and one of them I've already read. So again, if I get a chance, I will try and find it and I will read it. But no pressure. But let's get on to it. Let's talk about the books that I'm reading, the challenges. So, Kate's challenge, from Kate Howe, her challenge is to read a Victorian sensation novel. Now, if you would have seen on my bookshelf tour, you would have seen that I've got 2 copies of this. One that I got given, and that's the one I'm keeping. I'm just trying to see who I got given it. I got given this by Carrie Ann from Women's Versus Books at the start of the year. And that was when my cat died. She got me this book and it was on my Amazon wish list. Lady Austerley's Secret. And it's a Wordsworth Classics edition. It's a beautiful sensation novel. I know that Simon from Savage Reads hosted this for one of his read-alongs and that was his group book. I know Gemma from Read a Book, Gemma's read it. And I know that a lot of people have read it. What I also love about it is it's not a long book. It's only about 340 pages. So it should be easy to get through. I think this one might be one of my first ones to read. The flaxen-haired beauty of the childlike Lady Audley would suggest that she has no secrets, but Emmy Braddon's classic novel of sensation uncovers the truth about its heroine and plot involving bigamy, arson and murder. This looks just what I need, a really exciting, different, sensational book that I'm really wanted to get round to. So, thoroughly cannot wait for reading this. Love the Wordsworth Classics edition. I just think it's beautiful. It really does look just what I need. I love the cover of this. It's definitely a sensation novel and it will be perfect for this prompt. The next one is Katie's challenge. Read a Victorian book set in the countryside and or the city. So I'm going with the countryside option and I'm going to go with my book that I'm reading for the Wuthering Heights read along, Wuthering Heights. So I'll be reading this with a group of you. Many of you want to join this. We all put up our announcement videos at the start of the month. And this is the group book. And it's going to be, this is our read-along book, which is Wuthering Heights. Do I need to say any more than that? It is set in the countryside. It's set in the wild moors. And I believe it will match this prompt. I've got, apparently a lot of Charles Dickens books will match this prompt. But again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself under pressure. Again, although this looks like a chunky book, it's only about 300 pages. So, again, perfect. It's not killing myself. It's my favourite book ever. So, what more? Reading my favourite book ever in Victober. And read it with loads of you lot. Could it be more perfect? No, it frigging couldn't. Oh, wait. This one I'll be reading steadily over the course of the month. But, I am so looking forward to diving into this. Yes, you can tell it's my favourite book. So the next one is Lucy's challenge, which is read a Victorian book with a female main character. Now, one of my body reads matches this prompt, and that is Ruth by Elizabeth Gaskell. I'm body reading this with the lovely Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf, and again, it's not too long. It's only about 370 pages, so it's not too long. It's one of my last Gaskell books to read, because obviously you guys know one of my projects this year was to read all of the Gaskell's book. I'm reading this for this month, and then Sylvia's Lovers in December with Gemma. I don't know too much about this. I only got this secondhand from my local bookshelf. But again, I would guess it's the leading character is Ruth. And so in Ruth, Elizabeth Gaskell sets out to portray not only the condition of England, already famously addressed in Mary Barton, but the nature and sensibility of a fallen woman. Ooh. So an orphaned heroine, Ruth, apprenticed to a dressmaker, is seduced and then abandoned by a wealthy young Henry Billingham. Shamed in the eyes of her society by an illegitimate son, and yet rejecting the opportunity to marry her seducer, Ruth finds a path that affirms we are not bound to repeat our mistakes. Apparently, this is Elizabeth Gaskell's second novel, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. This is probably one that I've been waiting all year for, because I was waiting to get hold of it. I looked in all the charity shops and couldn't find it, so I gave in and got it on a second-hand book site, and I can't wait. It matches the prompt again. It's a Penguins Classics edition, but look how beautiful it looks. I just can't frigging wait. I'm so excited, and to read it with Naomi, and I love Naomi. She's one of a really great booktube friend on here, and just cannot wait. By the way, lastly, can you see? Got my Victober jumper. My sister gave me this. I am a No Bird and No Net Ensnares Me. It's my Charlotte Bronte book. Charlotte Bronte Jane Eyre teeth jumper that Charlie got me. Yes, I love the Brontes, so this kind of works for Victober. I thought it was my Victober jumper. Then the group challenge is read a popular Victorian book you have not read yet. How you define popular is up to you. It could be popular now, popular on BookTube, or popular in Victorian period. So what I decided to do was I decided to read a book that I've not read yet. It was one of my gifts that I got recently. And it's a Wilkie Collins book. So this also matches the sensation novel prompt. So it kind of, if I didn't get around to Lucy's Ordered Secret, I've done that as well. This is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. Now, I've got The Woman in Black, but for some reason, The Moonstone was the one that was jumping out at me. I think it's because it's slightly smaller than The Woman in Black. The Moonstone is a priceless Indian diamond which has been brought to England in the spoils of the war. It's given to Rachel Veranda on her 18th birthday. That night, the stone is stolen. Suspicion then falls on a hunchback housemaid, on Rachel's cousin Franklin Blake, on a troupe of mysterious jugglers, and on Rachel herself. I think I need this kind of different, mysterious, sensationalist kind of novels to really give me, because I've been reading a bit too many Victorian books this year, a bit too many classics this year, and I've kind of lost my love of them a little bit. So I thought this might get me, because it adds the sensation novel. It's Wilkie Collins books, which I know people have said about. I know a lot of people have loved The Moonstone. It's been one of Wilkie Collins's exciting books. It is, I think it's only just over 400 pages, so it's not too many. It's like 400, maximum 430, so it's not too big a classic, and that was my goal for this year, to not push myself to read these really chunky classics. But it's a popular one. It's one that I'm excited about. I love the idea of the sensation novels. This is one that matches perfectly. The bonus challenge is to read a section of Victorian work or have it read aloud to you. So what I thought I would do with this was to mould this a little bit and read, I'm just thinking, some poetry, my poetry book that I got given by my friend Chloe, some Charlotte, Emily and Anne Bronte poems by Curie and Acton Bell. So what I thought what I'd do was, this is only, again, not too long. I'm going to push myself to read. I can read this over the course of the month. It's less than 200 pages and it's got all of their poems. So what I will do is, on BookTube, on Instagram, I will read one of these poems and record myself reading it and do it that way. So I can record myself. If you want me to do it on my channel, do like a live reading of the poems, let me know in the comments below, because I may do that if enough of you vote for me to do it. But it's got all their poems in it. It's got pictures to go with the poems. Chloe, I didn't even see this. It just looks gorgeous. Oh, we've got a poem called Encouragement, The Visionary, The Wanderer to Fold. It's got loads of poetry, and I've not read the Bronte's poems, so I think this will be perfect. This will be perfect to read over the course of the month and get me into a bit of poetry. So this is what I'll do for that. So that's matching that. Like I said, the group read is Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell, but I already have read Lois the Witch. I think that was one of my first Gaskells actually to read. So I'm not going to join in that. I'm not going to push myself to find an extra book. So I thought that's a bit more realistic. Now I've got my extra books that I'm reading for Victober are my buddy read with the lovely Tori from Hufflepuff Discovery, which is Jude the Obscure. This is a Hardy book. Again, it matches for a popular book. So if I don't want to read The Moonstone, I change my mind. Again, it's only I've got an obsession with telling you a lot of the pages. It's only just over 400 pages. I'll be reading it with Tori, which will make me love it more. Next year I'm going to do my Hardy project and catch up and try and read as many Hardy books as I can. Jude the Obscure has got mixed reviews. Some people have loved it, some people haven't. So, am I going to love it? Jude the Obscure is a tragic story of a young country workman obsessed with the ambition to become an Oxford student. The novel recounts the painful process of his disillusion and the final destruction at the hands of an oppressive society which refuses to acknowledge his desires. So this also matches the group challenge. I think it also matches Katie's challenge, a Victorian book set in the countryside. So a lot of my books match multiple prompts, which is what I wanted. We apparently meet Arabella, the country girl who ensnares him into marriage, and his cousin Sue Bridehead. So, what do you think about this book, guys? I've heard mixed reviews. Let me know in the comments below if you've liked it and what you think of it. It's a bit of a different edition. It's a new Wessex edition. I've not heard of this style, so we give it. Now the last book is, I'm not sure if this is a Victober book or not. I got told originally it was, but since then I've been told it isn't. So if you hosts are reading it, watching, let me know. This is Little Lord Fauntleroy by Frances Hodgson Burnett. It's my Victorian Classics children book that I'll be reading at bedtime. Again, short and sweet. I loved The Secret Garden by this author. I've got 2 beautiful editions. So this, I do not know too much about it. So Cedric Errol is 7 years old and living with his widowed mother in the genteel poverty of New York. So it's, I don't think it is because it's an American one. Will I get away with it? If not, it's just going to be a brilliant children's classic to read. But it's written, Frances Hodgson Burnett I know is an English writer. So does that mean I get to count it? Let me know in the comments below. But these are my Victorian books, my books for Victober. I'm happy with them. If I get time, I may read more. I have got the last Barchester Chronicles book that I'm reading over 2 months. So I'm reading that over October and November. So I'm not counting that in my TBR, but it is a classic that I'm going to be reading alongside. I have also got a book on Dickens that's up there. That is not for Victober, so I'm not counting it, but you'll see it on my actual October TBR because it's my non-fiction book for the month, which will link into Victober because it's about Dickens London. So I hope that will work alongside it. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 books. All of which excite me, all of which can be mixed and matched for the prompts if there's one of them that I have to DNF. So it works. My Victober TBR works, and I am really god darn excited about it. None of my books are too long. They're all quite the perfect length. Cannot friggin' wait. If you're doing Victober, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to be putting a TBR video up, because then I'll look out for it. I love looking out for Victober TBRs. It's how I find a lot of new channels. I get lots of people looking at my TBR because they're new to me. So if you are new to me, ring on the ding-a-ling. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you're going to be doing Victober. Let me know if you're going to have any TBRs. If you're not doing TBR videos, but you want to tell me what you're reading, please let me know. I want more inspiration for next year because I spend all year planning Victober. That's what I'm like. I'm that friggin' Victober crazy. So excited. So, hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below everything that I've just said. So excited. I'll see you all soon. Bye.